Good afternoon. Well, overall, it's been a beautiful afternoon across the region. There is some high-level cloud now streaking its way across northern New South Wales and Queensland, and that's going to build overnight and will be there again throughout tomorrow. It was mighty cold this morning, freezing conditions right throughout the inland areas, the upper Hunter, the tablelands, and throughout the northwest. There's another vigorous cold front sweeping over the far southern reaches of Victoria and Tasmania. But our way, we've got a week of beautiful conditions. Now, we are going to be affected by some of that high-level clouds throughout tomorrow, but it's going to generally remain dry. It's going to slow the heating process right throughout this part of the region tomorrow morning. Looks like that cloud will be there for the best part of the day, so it's going to try to slow down the heating, but we're still forecast to hit top temps of around the mid to high teens for most, and a little bit warmer potentially, but I think that is going to be struggle street because of that high-level cloud. A closer look at all of your details tonight from 6.
For those who demand more from every acre, there's no compromise. There's Deutz Fahr. Engineered in Germany, built with more precision, more innovation, more comfort, and more performance from 62 to 336 horsepower. This is what premium feels like in the field. Now is the time to break new ground. The grass is greener with Deutz Fahr. Talk to your local dealer today.
Can Finish handle the need for speed and clean all this before the whole team arrives? Easy. Effective in short cycles, Finish Ultimate Plus gives a deep clean and brilliant shine. What's your Finish challenge?
Was blind, but now I see.
Every eye is an eye.
Vanish Gold Pro is tackling the world's toughest stains with only one shirt.
There's no way this will come out.
Even in cold and short cycles, one scoop of Vanish is safe on clothes and lifts the toughest of stains. Trust Vanish, forget stains.
Ita Buttrose here on behalf of Compact Home Lifts. Did you know that Compact Home Lifts has helped thousands of Australians to keep living in the home they love? Whether you have an immediate need or simply want to future-proof your home, Compact Home Lifts has the perfect solution for you. You can have confidence when choosing Compact Home Lifts. Just look at the hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google. Call the team now for a free quote or visit compactlifts.com.au.
Thinking about your retirement? Don't miss the Newcastle Hunter Retirement Village and Resort Expo, Sunday 29th and Monday 30th of June at South Merriweather. Admission is free. Proudly supported by Calvary.
Businesses are calling for more CCTV throughout the inner city.
Newcastle Airport in talks with other airlines about new routes.
It wouldn't be a celebration of wool without a shearing demonstration.
It was a moment that sent Knights fans into a frenzy.
Newcastle has saved their season in the most spectacular fashion.
Hello, Natasha Beyersdorf with an NBN News update. Anthony Albanese's high-stakes visit to Canada. Our PM poised to meet the US President to talk trade. Police in Bali ramp up patrols to track down the shooters who killed an Australian man and injured another. The search for clues after a woman's body was found in bushland in Sydney's west. And inside, closing arguments begin in the mushroom murder trial. A Hunter girl's remarkable phone call, how little Bella saved her mum's life. Dom Young back in the kingdom, rejoining the Knights after being released by the Roosters. And the Blues train in Perth for the first time in the countdown to Wednesday's Origin 2. Join us for those stories and more. NBN News at 6.
It's goodies versus baddies in the ultimate superhero showdown. Tonight.
They say good things come to those who wait. Turns out that wait's only 90 seconds.
Uncle Toby's sachets. Goodness in every bite, ready in 90 seconds.
As I said the last time, I'm just the sign guy.
Come on, friend to friend. What's the house worth?
Oh, I don't know. What's anything really worth?
That's deep.
No property price estimates trusted by the banks. Download the Domain app.
Give your timber a shine. Restore it fine. Scuffs just go away. No sanding anymore. Sealed and restored. Back in just one day. For restored floors and more. Restore with Electro Dry. Restore. Electro Dry. Electro Dry.
A sense of belonging. This is a sentiment we've heard most from the homeowners across our many Palm Lake resorts for close to 5 decades now. Beyond our world-class resort facilities and country clubs and our luxurious designer homes, Palm Lake Resort is all about the people. Our resorts are special places where like-minded neighbours become friends and then family. No matter which Palm Lake resort you visit, you'll see homeowners interacting and enjoying each other's company. Our resorts are designed around social connections and creating spontaneous moments that make life grand, whether it be the off-leash dog parks or our poolside fire pits. With more than 10,000 people calling a Palm Lake resort home, every resort offers many ways for people to come together and thrive. New homes now selling. This is your time at Palm Lake Resort.
Mercy Services has been a trusted name in home care and community transport for the Newcastle and Hunter region. Now as Mercy Health, our promise remains unchanged, but we're building on it to serve you better. The same friendly faces, the same high-quality care, with more ways to support you right where you need us. Join the thousands of people who trust Mercy Health, because better service means better care. Visit our website today or call us to learn more.
Breathe fire into your investments with Ramara. Earn 7.6% interest fixed for 12 months.
Good rate.
Hey, what's going on? Get back into it.
Ramara. Cash, credit and real estate funds in the palm of your hand.
You can't stop a wave. It's all building to this breaking point.
Hey, locals only!
I grew up here.
Don't live here, don't surf here.
All I want is to take my son surfing.
Don't get yourself now. We don't belong here anymore.
That's a good one.
The Surfer. Stream now on Stan.
When the lucky country isn't so lucky, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Out on the patio, we'd sit, and the humidity we'd breathe. We'd watch the lightning crack over cane fields, laugh and think this is Australia.
Colorbond, made by Australia.
G'day, I'm Russell Coit. Clearing fallen trees is a part of life in the sticks. Lucky for these show ponies in that flashy new ute, I've come prepared, because there are no shortcuts out here. Except for that one.
Mitsubishi's most capable ute ever. Nothing can frighten a Triton.
10-year warranty. It's almost a decade.
The rest makes it simple to manage my super.
I wonder if an outdoor adventure could be that simple.
Rest. Super simple.
Things are really heating up at Heating and Outdoors by Glendale Warehouse. Wood heaters, gas heaters and gas log fires with Australia's biggest brands. Plus, friendly service and expert advice. Heating and Outdoors by Glendale Warehouse, Lake Road, Glendale.
This program brought to you by Ramara. Out to perform. Cash, credit and real estate funds in the palm of your hand.
Hello, Natasha Beyersdorf with an NBN News update. Anthony Albanese's high-stakes visit to Canada. Our PM poised to meet the US President to talk trade. Police in Bali ramp up patrols to track down the shooters who killed an Australian man and injured another. The search for clues after a woman's body was found in bushland in Sydney's west. And inside, closing arguments begin in the mushroom murder trial. A Hunter girl's remarkable phone call, how little Bella saved her mum's life. Dom Young back in the kingdom, rejoining the Knights after being released by the Roosters. And the Blues train in Perth for the first time in the countdown to Wednesday's Origin 2. Join us for those stories and more. NBN News at 6.
She's a two-time Olympian who's proud to call Australia home, but they want to deport her nan. It's okay. Join me.
A great night's sleep. Night after night after night. That is the difference. The difference is temper.
We know owning a car these days isn't cheap. At GIO, you can save 10% off your car insurance premium when you quote and buy a new policy online with GIO's online discount. Get a quote today.
Hungry Jack's new Nashville Jack's Fried Chicken. Thick, crisp, juicy chicken, creamy herb mayo, and a little chili kick. Or try the Nashville Whopper. Saddle up for the Nashville range. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
iPhone 16 Pro, the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. Don't miss out. Save a huge $910 this end of financial year on iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro with Vodafone.
The artisan loaf. Supermarket speak for frozen bread. Now that's not cool. So I guess you can choose fakery or an actual bakery.
When you unwrap an Uncle Toby's muesli bar, you're unwrapping a slice of pure... with its explosion of Aussie oats and delicious choc chips. Unwrap the yeah.
Vanish Gold Pro is tackling the world's toughest stains with only one shirt.
There's no way this will come out.
Even in cold and short cycles, one scoop of Vanish is safe on clothes and lifts the toughest of stains. Trust Vanish, forget stains.
Experience the ultimate South American adventure from $9,999 per person, including flights. Explore the Amazon, witness the sunrise at Machu Picchu, to a vibrant Rio de Janeiro and more. Search Tripadeal now.
We are bringing Nitro Circus back down under. Get your tickets at nitrocircus.com.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
Hello, Natasha Beyersdorf with an NBN News update. 3 people shot on a busy street in southwest Sydney in what's believed to have been a targeted attack. Tariffs and Trump, Anthony Albanese meets with Canada's Prime Minister ahead of the G7. Fresh strikes on Tel Aviv as the conflict between Israel and Iran intensifies. Vape debate concerning figures about the rise in the black market trade. Plus, Ash Barty's baby news. The tennis star welcomes her second child.
The end of financial year is always the start of something special at Toyota. And with a wide range of vehicles in stock this end of financial year, the feeling starts right here at your local Toyota dealership. Toyota.
Red meat processing is part of our town's story. By employing hundreds of locals, red meat processors are supporting our farmers, truckies, butchers and the community now and into the future. There's more to meat than meets the eye.
With Samsung Vision AI, your old memories
Mom, it was so good.
feel like new.
When it comes to security, you can never have too much. Westpac. Layers and layers of scam and fraud defence.
A great night's sleep. Night after night after night. That is the difference. The difference is temper.
When the family's unwell, moments like these come to a stop. Glen 20 kills 99.9% of germs, including common cold and flu viruses. So be proactive this winter and kill the germs before they kill the fun.
Wait time 46 minutes. You are the 4th person in the queue.
You are the 5th person in the queue.
When your internet gives you lemons,
Shortest person in the queue. You are the worst person in the queue.
get Tangerine.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
Running empty's a bit of a pain. At Origin, we're helping you keep your LPG topped up with simple orders through our app. That's all kinds of useful.
Carpet Call have $50 million worth of stock to clear from our warehouses nationwide. Luxurious cut pile carpet for under $35 per square metre. Hybrid timber flooring from under $40 per square metre. Plantation shutters from $275 per square metre. And take up to 50% off our range of rugs in-store and online. It's our annual warehouse clearance, so what are you waiting for?
Call, Carpet Call. The experts in the trade.
When it comes to all things footy, nobody knows it better. 100% footy, tonight at 9 on 9 and 9 now.
The Amart End of Financial Year sale is on now. Save 20 to 60% off all lounges, sofas and recliners, like the Remus electric recliner range. Save up to $2,000. Or the Sasha range, now up to $1,500 off. Hurry into Amart.
Mini and effective. Unleash the speed of liquid. New Nurofen Advanced Minis, our smallest liquid capsule ever. The pain relief you love, now even smaller. Nurofen, leave your pain to us.
Bega, Australia's most loved cheese. Try Bega snack packs.
Oh, baby, a new one. 2 new listings of the exact same house. Wait. False alarm. It's just double vision.
That's a false alarm to you?
Never miss a new listing with property alerts. Download the Domain app.
Hungry Jack's fried chicken. It's different. New spicy chicken ribs. Juicy bone-in chicken. Fried to crispy perfection. Go on, get into them. Spicy chicken ribs. Pure at Hungry Jack's.
Life's busy, so eating well should be easy. That's why I love Light and Easy. With a huge range of ready-to-eat healthy meals from around $8.50 each, there's no prep, no stress, just great food that keeps me going. And if you're an NDIS participant with meal prep and delivery in your plan, you may only need to pay 30% of the cost for your meals. And with so many flexible, affordable options every single week and no locking contracts, I can order what I want when I want it. Healthy living made easy? Yeah, that's Light and Easy.
At Palm Lake Resort Yamba Cove, this is your time to embrace more. Visit our Sales Information Centre or free call 1800 960 946. The best in over 50s living. This is your time.
So don't stir it too much. And just add the tiniest bit of hot paprika.
Hot paprika?
Yeah.
Amarok V6. Who said tough had to be rough?
More of a parsley kind of guy.
Absolutely everything is on sale at Freedom. Get up to 40% off store-wide, including all sofas, living, dining, bedroom, outdoor furniture and homewares. Sale on now, only at Freedom.
Multi-award-winning menswear store Rundle Tailoring is on sale now. Save up to 50% off suits, sport coats and chinos, dinner suits, shirts and more. Dress up for all occasions. Rundle Tailoring on sale now. Australia's best sport. Stream it free on 9 now.
In NBN News, the multi-million-dollar move to building university student accommodation in Newcastle. A global rock star headed for the Hunter, a Hunter girl's remarkable act of bravery recognised, and Dom Young returns to the kingdom.
She's a 2-time Olympian who's proud to call Australia home, but they want to deport her nan. It's okay. Join me.
Breathe fire into your investments with Ramara. Earn 7.6% interest fixed for 12 months.
Good rate.
Hey, what's going on? Get back into it.
Ramara. Cash, credit and real estate funds in the palm of your hand.
Get what you really want with Ford's drive away deals, like the Transit Custom Trend from 55k drive away. Only at your Ford dealer while stocks last.
Was blind, but now I see.
You can see quite well. Every eye is an eye.
You know what's better than a Big Four bank?
A bank that's bigger for me. Bigger for making my money work harder.
And helping my business make it.
Bigger for helping us to buy a home.
Bigger for the community I care about.
My bank is bigger for what matters most. As Australia's most trusted bank, 2.5 million Aussies know that Bendigo Bank is bigger for them. And we're bigger for you.
Bendigo Bank, the better big bank.
I'm off, fellas. Not going to drive, are you? Yeah, no, I'll get a ride home.
Let's all say yeah, nah to drink driving.
Can finish tackle Nonna's famous feast and those burnt-on stains. Mum doesn't think so. Finish Ultimate Plus gives a deep clean for a brilliant shine. What's your Finish challenge?
This is what pre-flight mornings look like around here. Doing the coffee run, not the M1. Finding yourself the perfect park. So go on, take your pick from over 250 flights a week from Newcastle Airport. Ah, that's the Newy way.
It's goodies versus baddies in the ultimate superhero showdown. Tonight.
This program brought to you by Ramara. Out to perform. Cash, credit and real estate funds in the palm of your hand.
Coming up next in NBN News, a daylight shooting in Sydney's southwest. 3 people gunned down on a busy street. The Prime Minister arrives in Canada for the G7 summit and high-level talks with several world leaders, including Donald Trump. Police in the US arrest a man over the shooting deaths of a politician and her husband in Minnesota. Mighty Bella, the little hunter girl who saved her mum's life at the age of 4. And the Blues and Maroons head west ahead of Wednesday's Origin battle. Tonight, 3 people shot in a Sydney kebab shop, an innocent woman among those injured in the alleged hit.
The deadly conflict between Israel and Iran escalates. The US President believes it will be a peace deal.
The PM meets with his national security and trade talks loom.
The brave hunter girl who came to her mum's rescue at the age of 4.
And Brian To'o's hamstring, the centre of attention as the Blues train in Perth.
This is NBN News with Gavin Morris and Natasha Beyersdorf.
An escalating gangland war was on full display in Sydney today, in the middle of the day.
3 people were shot at a kebab shop in Auburn. One of them, an innocent woman, along with an alleged underworld figure who's been a repeat target.
On the floor of an Auburn kebab shop, shot over the counter. A second man shot twice while getting lunch.
It was bleeding, but severe bleeding, honestly, it was bad.
A 50-year-old woman caught in the middle, hit twice in the torso while working. Gunshots bringing the main street to a standstill during the lunch rush.
Very loud. There was some commotion, some arguing, and next thing I knew, everyone was huddling together, and I realised then it had to be a shooting.
It's one thing for criminals to be shooting each other, but when innocent people get caught up in this, it is absolutely abhorrent.
2 gunmen firing a total of 8 bullets. They walked into M Brothers kebab shop and ran out seconds later to a waiting BMW with fake number plates.
It's beyond comprehension that 3 people were shot in a crowded Sydney street in broad daylight.
Deja vu for one of the victims, Samim Janazari.
We believe that the 26-year-old male was previously the victim of 2 attempts on his life.
Surviving a near miss at Brighton Le Sands in February. Just last month, he was shot at 7 times while in the back seat of this ute at Granville. He was arrested at the scene for allegedly carrying a gun. Azari reported for bail at Auburn Police Station today, just an hour before he found himself under fire.
When the 26-year-old reported on bail about an hour beforehand, he was in the company of another male. Whether this, the second person that was shot is that same male, we're yet to conclude.
More blood spilt in Sydney's ugly gangland war. Annalise Bolts, NBN News.
The two most powerful militaries in the Middle East are ramping up their retaliatory strikes. In the latest round, Iran has returned fire at Israel, killing at least 8 people. But Donald Trump believes there will be a peace between the two nations, calling on them to make the Middle East great again.
The volley of fire is only increasing. Over Tel Aviv, sirens sounding as a barrage rains down. Many missiles were intercepted, but the damage is still significant. Buildings struck here and 10 kilometres north in the central city of Petah Tikva. Multiple people killed and many more wounded across the country. As this deadly conflict enters a 4th day, Iran struck back with fury. In the coastal city of Haifa, buildings ablaze after several missiles landed near its power station. This, the latest in a series of retaliatory strikes after Israel launched a surprise assault on Friday. It says it was targeting Iran's nuclear program and government facilities.
We can't have the world's most dangerous regime have the world's most dangerous weapons.
Iran now confirming the Revolutionary Guard's chief intelligence officer and his deputy were taken out. In Tehran, the roads are gridlocked as people try to escape. Civilians increasingly among the dead. Iran's health ministry reports at least 224 people have been killed since Friday's attack. Still, the US president believes we will have peace soon between Israel and Iran. Make the Middle East great again.
I hope there's going to be a deal. I think it's time for a deal and we'll see what happens, but sometimes they have to fight it out.
And they're doing just that. US officials say Donald Trump vetoed an Israeli plan to assassinate the Iranian supreme leader. Israel's prime minister, evasive.
There's so many false reports of conversations that never happened. We'll do what we need to do, and I think the United States knows what is good for the United States, and I'm just not going to get into that.
Tonight, the US is moving warships to the region, and the Commander-in-Chief won't rule out American involvement in the conflict.
The White House had been due to hold nuclear talks with Iran today, but that meeting has been thrown out and negotiations put on hold amid this spiralling situation in the Middle East.
Iran gaining the capacity of nuclear weapons is something that is a threat to security in the region, but we, along with other like-minded countries, do want to see that priority on dialogue and diplomacy.
We're very concerned in this moment about the prospects for this escalating into something that is broader.
A concern that is shared around the world. In the United States, Lauren Tomasi, NBN News.
As the conflict intensifies, our Foreign Minister has revealed that around 350 Australians in Iran and 300 more in Israel have requested assistance to leave the region.
For families of people who are in the region, this is a distressing time. What I would say is at the moment, airspace is closed. This means that governments have closed down airspace because of the risk of strikes on civilian aircraft. The people here at the crisis centre are working on a range of plans, including a plan for assisted departures.
Penny Wong also confirmed that she urged restraint in a call with her Israeli counterpart.
World leaders are converging on Canada for critical economic talks against a backdrop of global conflict. For our Prime Minister, nuclear submarine and trade deals rest on a meeting with the US President.
Donald Trump departing for the nation he's been calling an American state.
So we're going to Canada.
The main event at a meeting of main players in an increasingly volatile world.
And I think we'll have a few new trade deals, yeah.
Australia hoping to secure one of them.
We've got a few things to talk about.
The Prime Minister will pitch the President on Wednesday, meeting the hosts today.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you.
Mark Carney's led a Canadian resistance to tariffs.
We do have so much in common. We share a vast continent.
That's right.
Very vast.
You get your own continent.
We get our own continent.
Australia tonight advancing security pact talks with Europe in discussions of defence radar sales and promoting Canada into the next phase of AUKUS, a sign this trip will be used to broaden our base of allies.
We invest in our capability and we invest in our relationships. The two things are important.
It's hard to think of bigger stakes for Australia. What happens here in the next few days will shape our trade and defence relationships for years to come.
What's clear is that in the uncertain world, what people are looking for is certainty in relationships.
In Canada, Charles Croucher,
NBN News.
Outgoing New South Wales Police Commissioner Karen Webb is under investigation. The Law Enforcement Conduct Commission is reportedly looking into Ms Webb for using a tradie hired to carry out work for the police force for personal use. She was previously investigated for buying bottles of gin as gifts. There is no suggestion of any wrongdoing, but an investigation is underway.
Mystery surrounds how a woman's body ended up in a reserve at Warrington in Sydney. Today, in an attempt to identify her, police focused on a nearby apartment and garage.
Blue forensic light illuminates a Warrington apartment. Police are on the hunt for clues after a woman's body was found in a reserve less than 500 metres away yesterday afternoon. A passerby made the grim discovery around 1 p.m. The remains found face down and partially naked.
2 police and detectives knocked on my door and asked me if I'd seen any homeless people around lately, and I said no, which I hadn't.
The door knocking led police to the Parks Avenue address. Today, the unit was turned inside out. Forensics also paying close attention to a garage.
I've lived here for 50 years and never had any problems. So I can imagine the shock.
Riot police conducted a line search. A number of items were seized, including a mobile phone found in the grass.
My mum did overhear the neighbour saying that something had been placed in the bin.
Neighbours say multiple people live in the apartment and the garage. Detectives now working to determine if the woman is one of them. Despite gathering a mountain of evidence tonight, no confirmation on who the woman is, how she died, or if she was murdered.
It's again a traumatic circumstance, and I feel for that woman's family.
Erin Ramsey, NBN News.
A Lake Macquarie grandmother says she's lost her life savings and her super to cryptocurrency scams. Making matters worse, she's now been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, but the Hunter community is rallying behind her.
A patient transport officer, Jenny Egan, is used to handling stressful situations, but nothing could prepare her for this. She says it all started when she invested in cryptocurrency after 9 months of Instagram messages, texts and calls.
I went, oh, well, I'll just put 5,000 in because I'm a little bit scared, you know, and then it was like more money, more money. If you want to get your money back, you've got to keep adding more money.
The 64-year-old says she was convinced to do just that.
And so how much over that time did you end up investing?
$233,000. That was my life savings. That was everything I had. It was my superannuation, all my savings.
Scammers are really sophisticated users of both technology and psychology, so they are going to create a sense of urgency.
I was just shattered. You know, it was just like I had to explain to my kids then, you know, that I'd lost everything.
But for Jenny, life took another terrible turn last month. Doctors diagnosing her with stage 4 cancer after sudden chest pain.
She goes, I don't want to deliver you this news today on your birthday. And I go, you're going to tell me I got lung cancer, aren't you? And she went, there's a mass on your chest.
A GoFundMe page has been set up for Jenny to help with her medical bills, but she's hoping her story will help warn others.
They don't care that they're about to destroy a whole family's life.
Do I really know who I'm dealing with? If you think it's legitimate, independently call that organisation and check.
Jane Goldsmith, NBN News.
Dozens of hunter organisations have signed a letter to the state and federal governments demanding faster action on offshore wind projects locally. Groups including the Hunter Jobs Alliance, Electrical Trades Union and Rising Tide are calling for more feasibility licences to be offered in the Hunter offshore wind zone. Proponents OceanX and Equinor are yet to accept the federal government's offer of a licence.
The University of Newcastle has been given the green light to create new student accommodation in the CBD. The New South Wales government has approved the state significant development application, with construction to begin later this year. The $87 million project on the corner of Civic Lane and Worth Place will house 445 students. It's expected to be complete by 2027.
A new exhibition opens tomorrow at Newcastle Museum, celebrating the city's German-speaking community. Heimat in the Hunter showcases the belongings of immigrants brought with them to Australia over the last 220 years, including Hedy Fairbairn's father, Ernst Baumwold, who fled Vienna in 1936. His suit, engineering books, slide rule and records are on display.
The only things they're allowed to bring with them basically were clothing and books and personal things. Everything else had to be taken, so they basically put all their money into clothing.
The exhibition will run until September 21.
Well, it was another chilly start this morning under those clear skies. We began the morning at freezing throughout the upper Hunter and just 2 degrees on the western side of the lake, warming nicely this afternoon, generally into the high teens right across the region.
You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, a police officer killed during a routine call-out in Tasmania.
Bali police identify the man who ambushed 2 Australians in a holiday villa.
And little Bella recognised for bravery beyond her years.
The Snooze End of Financial Year sale is on now. Save up to 50% off selected mattresses, up to 40% off selected bed frames, and up to 30% off bedding, linen and rugs. Hurry, sale ends soon.
What a little snooze can do.
Vodafone's doubled its network coverage. To celebrate, get double data. That's a massive 100 gigs for just $39. Don't miss out, offer ends soon. Make your move to Vodafone.
Red meat processing is part of our town's story. By employing hundreds of locals, red meat processors are supporting our farmers, truckies, butchers and the community, now and into the future. There's more to meat than meets the eye.
Some of us still not comparing car insurance as premiums rise.
You save on car wash, why not save bucket loads comparing car insurance deals?
It pays to compare.
Simple.
Bega, Australia's most loved cheese. Try Bega snack packs.
Book your table today at the all-new Lakeside Village Tavern.
Looking for expert advice?
Whether you're a startup or running a complex business, success
depends on experience and insights to minimise risk.
We're in it together when you turn to Turnbull Hill Lawyers.
multi-award-winning menswear store Rundle Tailoring is on sale now. Save up to 50% off suits, sport coats and chinos, dinner suits, shirts and more. Dress up for all occasions. Rundle Tailoring on sale now.
There's so much to discover when you visit Homeworld.
The Snooze End of Financial Year sale is on now. Save up to 50% off selected mattresses, up to 40% off selected bed frames, and up to 30% off bedding, linen and rugs. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Amazing what a little snooze can do.
A police officer has been ambushed and shot dead at a rural property in Tasmania's northwest. Laura Turner is following the story. Laura, the officer was on a routine check.
He was. Tasmania Police have just updated us and said that he and his offsider were executing a court-ordered warrant at a rural property in northwest Tasmania, a place called North Motton, when this officer stepped out of his police vehicle and was walking towards this home. The occupant has opened fire and killed him.
Special Operations Group responded in a frontline response. They were also threatened by the offender, and they shot the offender in the hand before making an arrest.
Now, police haven't released the ID of this officer as yet. We believe they are still informing family members. They've said that no other officers who were on scene were injured, but Tasmania Police is really shocked and saddened by this. They're waiting for Professional Standards Command to take over this investigation and work out exactly what has gone wrong here. They haven't confirmed whether the offender was known to police either, although they have said he suffered minor injuries in this incident, is now being treated in hospital.
OK, thank you, Laura.
The prosecution in the mushroom murder trial has told the jury to reject Erin Patterson's evidence as lies. In its closing arguments, it's accused her of embarking on an elaborate cover-up to conceal the truth when she knew her story was unravelling.
With the weight of the Crown case sitting firmly on her shoulders, Nanette Rogers SC wasted no time accusing Erin Patterson of a twisted murder plot. The sinister deception was to use a nourishing meal as the vehicle to deliver the deadly poison. Telling the jury Patterson deliberately foraged death cap mushrooms, dried them and crushed them into a powder before hiding them in individually wrapped beef Wellingtons, fully intending to kill her lunch guests. Allegations the 50-year-old has always denied. The prosecution based its closing arguments around 4 points of deception it says goes to the core of its case. Starting with the claim Patterson lured her in-laws to the lunch under the guise of a fake cancer diagnosis. You might think, why on earth would she tell such a lie? The prosecution puts that the accused never thought she would have to account for this lie. She did not think her lunch guests would live to reveal it, accusing her of believing her lie would die along with her lunch guests. As the prosecution made its last and final bid to the jury, Erin Patterson looked straight ahead, listened intently and furiously took notes. The accused killer told her estranged husband she became sick around 4 p.m, but the jury heard the onset of her in-laws' symptoms started at midnight. The prosecution pointing to CCTV of Patterson making a 9-second toilet stop at a service station in white trousers. There was nothing in her behaviour to indicate that she was suffering from a serious illness, let alone diarrhoea. Finally, the prosecution accused Erin Patterson of embarking on an elaborate cover-up to conceal the truth, telling the court she knew she needed to deflect blame and suspicion. Amber Johnston, NBN News.
Balinese police have revealed they know the identity of the gunman who opened fire on 2 Australians at a villa there on Saturday, but they're yet to take them into custody. Melbourne man Sana Ginham has now been released from hospital in Kuta. 2 masked men shot him and his friend Zivan Radmanovic, who did not survive.
The man suspected of killing a Democratic politician and her husband in the United States has been arrested. 57-year-old Vance Bolter is accused of posing as a police officer before shooting dead Melissa Hortman and her partner in their Minnesota home. The alleged murders have been described as politically motivated.
The life-saving actions of a little girl from the Hunter have been recognised by New South Wales Ambulance. Bella Wickens showed quick thinking and composure well beyond her 4 years to come to the aid of her mum.
The best of the best. New South Wales Ambulance today recognised 25 staff, volunteers and community members from across the Hunter and New England. Among them, Kenneth Smith, who's notched up more than 40 years of service.
It doesn't feel like 40 years, it really doesn't. It just feels like yesterday.
But it was the incredible bravery of a little girl that made a big impression on the crowd. Bella Wickens honoured with a Star Award.
Because I saved Mum when she was sick.
In 2022, aged just 4, she made a life-saving 000 call using her mum's mobile when her mother Jessica developed stroke-like symptoms after suffering a concussion in a fall the day before.
I called 000. I kept my sister in the playroom. I talked to the ambulance until they got here, and then I opened the door for the ambulance.
Bella also gave important details to the emergency call taker, including her mum's medical history and her address.
And told them all that was wrong with Mum so they can give her the right medicine.
What's wrong with Mummy?
She's really tired and she's talking funny.
Is she still asleep?
Yes, she's still asleep.
Her parents had taught her how to seek help, but are forever grateful she was so composed and clever.
Extremely proud. I was amazed that I actually composed myself and held back all the tears, but just immense pride. And your children can get awards for academic things, but when they do something that actually saves your life, it's incredible, one of a kind.
A special award for a special little girl. Jane Goldsmith, NBN News.
Well done, Bella. Cold start into a great day with high-level cloud beginning to increase. That high-level cloud is building, sliding in from an unseasonal wet weather event in Queensland's tropical region. A vigorous cold front is also sweeping across the southeast. That system is going to pass on through, making sure the cold winter nights remain somewhat of a feature. Now that high-level cloud is going to slow down the heating process for many, so the chilly morning is going to linger along with coastal temperatures. They're all set to climb into the mid to high teens, and the low 20s, well, they might be a bit of a struggle to reach under that layer of cloud.
Coming up next, the flood prediction technology that's been described as a game changer.
Drones to the rescue. New South Wales Ambulance trials new eyes in the sky.
And Lenny Kravitz on the run to Newcastle.
For whatever the occasion, it's scratchy time with instant scratches.
It's scratchy time! The Mazda End of Financial Year event is on now. It's time to get into the confident Mazda CX-30 Pure, now from $35,990 drive away, or the adventurous CX-5 Max from $37,990 drive away. Ends June 30. I'm a Weet-Bix kid. He's one. Me too.
And me.
A Weet-Bix kid. Are you?
Try Weet-Bix Bites. Bite-sized goodness.
I'm off, fellas. You're not going to drive, are you?
Yeah, no. I'll get a ride, hon.
Let's all say yeah, nah to drink driving.
With Yui's comprehensive car insurance, I feel safe because I'm covered for what life might throw at me. Or drop on me.
car insurance that's a bit more you-shaped. Yui, you insured.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
Get the job done right every time with Taylor's Outdoor Power Equipment. Get the biggest brands and the best products from the experts, plus accessories, parts and service and repairs. So get into one of Taylor's 3 big locations or go online today.
Ariat Rebar. Tough. Strong. Comfortable. Ariat Rebar at Air to Blockenbar.
At HV Aluminium, order a Fleximum patio cover screen enclosure or pool enclosure before the 23rd and pay no labour cost. Plus, there's no labour cost on the Paradise Room or the Eclipse opening roof, but only until the 23rd of this month at HV Aluminium.
St Philip's Christian College returns to the Civic Theatre stage with Footloose the Musical. Get ready for unforgettable hits and non-stop energy that'll have you dancing in your seat. Everybody cut loose with Footloose the Musical.
When disaster strikes, the response time can mean the difference between life and death. Now, a new method in flood prediction is being put to the test, developed in New South Wales, and it uses infrastructure that already exists.
In New South Wales and Queensland, communities have borne the fatal brunt. But now nature's unstoppable force meets the growing power of AI.
This will absolutely save lives down the track. This is a game changer.
A world-first system of flood sensing developed by the New South Wales SES, University of Technology researchers and TPG Telecom.
In the past, we were able, obviously, to produce a lot of data, but never so quickly.
Real-time analysis able to zero in further than current forecasting technology.
A faster, a wider, a more reliable network, and with no extra infrastructure needed.
It is a prediction method that harnesses technology that already exists. Mobile signals everywhere right now spanning our waterways around the clear. Key, researchers say, to unlocking a faster response. The signals bounce from existing mobile phone towers onto rivers and other bodies of water, providing an up-to-the-minute record of any changes, rises and falls or rain events. AI providing an all-new level of analysis, predicting danger to infrastructure and homes. Those are frustrating network dropouts in bad weather.
Those disruptions can be turned into the environmental sensing insights.
Right now being reliability tested, the technology will ultimately be used alongside existing systems, but it's a heads up like those along the floodplains have never had before.
I can see a future that they'll be able to make their informed decisions potentially before even we need to give them a warning.
Ruth Wynne-Williams, NBN News.
Extraordinary videos emerged from the United States where floodwater destroyed this home in West Virginia. 5 people have been killed by flash flooding in the state and another 3 are still missing. Roads, bridges, natural gas lines and other infrastructure have been badly damaged. Up to 100 millimetres of rain fell in about half an hour.
At least 2 people are dead and 32 injured after an iron bridge collapse at a popular tourist destination in India. 6 people were rescued but are in a hospital in a critical condition. The tragedy happened in the Pune district, which has been hit by heavy rain in the past few days. Thousands have taken to the streets across Europe protesting against what they are calling touristification. This march in Barcelona was one of the busiest, demonstrators chanting "Your holidays, my misery," and their greed brings us ruin. Barcelona has a population of 1.6 million people and attracted 26 million tourists last year. If you get lost in remote terrain, getting rescued could take hours or even days. But that could soon change with New South Wales Ambulance trialling new eyes in the sky that help locate people and bring them to safety faster than ever before.
Rocky cliff faces covered in green scrub, the stunning and dangerous lure of the Blue Mountains, making it a common call-out location for ambulance rescue crews.
As long as you've got that takeoff and landing area available to yourself, then you can get absolutely anywhere you need to.
Trialling new drone technology.
It's life-saving, and that's not hyperbole.
To show you how it works, we've hiked out to a popular spot in the Blue Mountains, and Sam, a critical care paramedic, is about to launch a search to come and find me.
And what this allows us to do is find the patient faster.
And using thermal cameras, it doesn't take long.
Please raise your hand if you are in distress.
A comforting voice from above delivering instructions.
We have identified your location and are sending assistance.
First, in the form of supplies.
Deploying 3, 2, 1. Package is away.
So we've got water, a walkie-talkie, it's wrapped up in here so I can talk to them, and a thermal shock blanket, and given it's 2 degrees, I'm going to open this one.
We've got your lat and long. If I can get you to sit tight, it's really important that you stay where you are and where the rescue team is going to be coming towards you in the next 30 minutes.
Thank you. If we were genuinely lost or injured, having these supplies and being able to talk to a critical care paramedic is not only a huge relief, but it could also save our lives.
Paramedics can also guide patients through basic first aid over the radio, while the drone can deliver anything from anti-venom, medication, bandages or even larger equipment.
Potentially a defibrillator or blood. That extra unit or two of blood will make the difference between whether they get to hospital or not.
Promising results from this trial could make it a permanent tool.
I'll get a report and sit down with the Commissioner for Ambulance, Dr Morgan, to see how we can increase the capability of our ambulance through this technology.
And the sky is the limit. Sophie Upcroft, NBN News.
New figures show only 1 in every 1,600 vapes sold are legally purchased at a pharmacy. Under the current federal government scheme, adults can buy e-cigarettes without a prescription, but only 700 of almost 6,000 pharmacies in Australia are taking part. Making matters worse, one of the largest legal vape sellers is withdrawing its supply, claiming the scheme is fueling the black market.
Global markets are nervously watching developments in the Middle East, with money flowing into oil and gold as tensions flare. Here's finance editor Chris Kohler.
Iran plays a key part in the world's oil supply chain, so the hostilities we've seen over the last few days has the market on high alert. The price of oil has now jumped 8% in the last 2 days, trading at close to $75 a barrel, compared with 60 in early May. So that's significant. If prices stay high, the concern isn't just that fuel will be more expensive, but that inflation could be impacted and that interest rate cuts might come off the table. So the oil price is in focus. And when markets get worried, the gold price is also in focus. Today, the precious metal was within reach of record highs. Here in Australia, our markets started the day strong but eased into a steady close. Santos jumped 11% on news of a takeover offer. And the Australian market operator is in the sights of ASIC. The ASX is being investigated for what the regulator calls repeated and serious failures. The Australian dollar is buying 65 US cents, 56 euro cents and 48 British pence.
American rocker Lenny Kravitz will fly away to Newcastle later this year when he brings his Blue Electric Light tour down under. The 4-time Grammy winner released his 12th studio album in 2024 and had planned a Newcastle show back in 2020, but it was cancelled due to COVID. Kravitz will perform at the Entertainment Centre alongside Jet on November 19.
The Barty party just got a little bigger. Tennis great Ash welcoming her second child, a daughter named Jordan. The proud mum writing on Instagram, "Welcome to the world. You are loved unconditionally and we are so grateful to have you in our arms, gorgeous girl." Ash and her husband, Gary Kissick, also have a son, Hayden.
Lovely news.
Absolutely. Let's move to Adam Murray now with sport.
Adam, the Blues have stepped up preparations ahead of Origin 2.
Not long to go now, guys. Good evening. The side trained in Perth for the first time today, but one Blue continues to be handled with care, with Brian To'o on My Duties. The latest on him next. Plus, it's official. Dom Young back in red and blue, and US Open heartbreak for Adam Scott.
Make the most of winter with Stihl. Only from Stihl dealers and Stihl shop online.
When your internet gives you lemons, get Tangerine.
I've got something I want to tell you. Yeah, I'm pregnant.
Meet the new Volvo EX90 for life. Volvo.
When the lucky country isn't so lucky, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy.
When it comes to security, you can never have too much. Westpac. Layers and layers of scam and fraud defence.
Hey, Pete. I heard you missed Hyundai Pre-Office.
Yeah.
Well, EFS is on now. Across a wide range of new and demonstrator model van, the bold Kona, and the spacious Staria Load. Enjoy EFS at your participating Hyundai dealer today.
You can support some face paint, a bit of ink, and now you can even support the Blues at Macca's. Get one of 6 legendary cups with the new Blues meal.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
Go Harvey Norman. Buy now with no deposit 60 months interest free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Shop our huge range now with no deposit 60 months interest free from Latitude and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance $1,000. T's and C's, charges and exclusions apply. Equal monthly payment plan and monthly credit card fee currently $10.95 applies. Don't miss no deposit 60 months interest free from Latitude at Harvey Norman now.
Go!
The Hunters' Payne Haas is ready to reproduce more of his Origin 1 heroics, and he's also heaped praise on his new starting front row partner, Max King, ahead of Game 2 on Wednesday night. The Blues continue to insist winger Brian To'o will be fine, despite training away from his teammates in Perth.
It was the Blues' first hit out in Perth, and what was most noticeable, Brian To'o and his dodgy hamstring was still being managed. He was training separately from the team, sporting matching headgear and a compression bandage. He was hard to miss. Also standing out, 2 cricketing legends, Justin Langer and Michael Hussey, special guests of the Blues. Hussey is a Laurie Daly fan, but not a lover of the physical contact of rugby league.
I think I'd prefer to face Dale Steyn on a green pitch than run into some of these guys. That's for sure. Yeah, you wouldn't get me doing that anytime soon.
Payne Haas was the Blues' best in Game 1. A man of action, he won't back down from confrontation.
It's Origin, so there's always going to be a target on my back. I welcome it. It's a good challenge, and can't wait for Wednesday.
And he's confident in his new starting front row partner, Max King.
He's so humble, so quiet off the field, but when he's on there, he's like a wild dog.
All the focus has been on Queensland not kicking off to Spencer Leniu, not the player they chose to kick to, the wild dog King.
You want to kick to me, like I'm fine. Like kick the Spence, kick to me, I'm fine. You know.
You take it as an insult?
Not really. Nah.
Well, it's nicest bloke, that's why.
I'm here to do my job for the team.
And King will be doing it for his injured mate, Mitch Barnett. He wants to play a similar style to the injured Warrior.
It's hard for me to copy Spencerino because I'm built a bit different, you know. So yeah, Mitch has that sort of battler, you know, about him, and that's something I really sort of admire and respect. So I mean, when I go out there, you know, I've got to be playing Max King's game, but there's a lot of qualities I admire about Mitch Barnett.
Danny Weidler, NBN News.
Dom Young is officially a Knight again, with the club confirming the towering winger's mid-season transfer from the Roosters this afternoon. He returns to Newcastle on a 2.5-year deal and will train with the squad tomorrow morning. Young is expected to come straight into Adam O'Brien's side to face the Dolphins in Perth on Saturday. The Panthers will be without 5 Origin stars this weekend when their hunt for a top 8 spot takes them to New Zealand to face the Warriors. Awaiting them across the ditch, a reunion with former teammate James Fisher-Harris.
Together, they were the Bash brothers, Moses Leota and James Fisher-Harris, driving the Panthers pack to 4 straight premierships. But this weekend, the 2 heavyweights are taking on each other.
Friendly or... friendly.
We'll see.
The pair are still close mates. They even spoke yesterday.
Probably stop that now and get ready for the game.
Leota knows Fisher-Harris's influence. He says it's behind the Warriors' rise.
I think heaps, He's one of those guys that demands respect and doing all the little things right. So I think he's really helped them go to another level.
Fisher-Harris won't face off with all of his former teammates though. Penrith's Origin stars on ice. The last time that happened, they were hammered by the Knights.
It's an opportunity this week to, sort of right those wrongs and show what this club's about.
The Raiders have named a debutant to take on the Tigers, Ricky Stewart's son, Jed.
On behalf of me and your father, we're very proud of you, all the hard work. It's an amazing moment, but you've worked hard to get here.
37 years after his dad debuted, he'll run out on the wing.
What you guys have created this year, I'm just so keen to be a part of that and can't wait to put that jersey on and run out with you.
And fresh off beating the Rabbitohs, the Bulldogs took on a new challenge today.
Ciro, I'm done. Sorry, Ciro, I'm out of here.
Training with members of the United States military, showing them the ropes of rugby league. Sam Jordan, NBN News.
Adam Scott has endured another heartbreaking collapse, blowing his chance to win a second major with a 9-over final round at the US Open. Players were forced to weather a literal storm in Pennsylvania before American JJ Spaun emerged the winner.
Adam Scott has spent 12 years dreaming of a second major.
Way short. He came up way short.
But an opening bogey was just the start of his Oakmont nightmare.
Sloppy bogey.
The Australian making 3 through his first 6 holes. American JJ Spaun had 5. A 90-minute rain delay, a chance to reset, with Sam Burns leading by 1. But Oakmont's notorious rough proved even more treacherous in the wet.
That is a tough spot.
Putting the world's best through a blender.
Not even close. No chance.
Contenders collapsing 1 by 1.
Just coming unraveled.
4 more bogeys and a double sent Scott spiralling down to 12th on the leaderboard. Scotsman Robert McIntyre setting the clubhouse lead at 1 over. This spectacular drive from Spaun on the 17th, delivering a birdie that moved him 1 ahead of McIntyre.
What a shot. How about this? The best shot of his life.
The man who'd never finished in the top 20 at a major, then left with 2 putts for US Open glory.
How about 1?
Sinking the longest putt of the tournament for the biggest win of his career.
I never knew what my ceiling was. I never knew how good I could be, but I'm just proud that I've been resilient in my career. It's just one of those moments in major championships where, that's kind of what happens to seal the deal, and fortunately it was my time.
Nicole Dunn, NBN News.
Daniel Wilmering will wear a Newcastle Jets jersey for the next 2 seasons, with the club extending his contract. The 24-year-old defender joined Newcastle in the 2023-24 season after a stint at the Wanderers Academy. Since then, he's been a mainstay, making more than 50 A-League appearances. Coming up next, near disaster for Oscar Piastri as his teammate messes up in Montreal.
You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui. Huh?
Yeah, you should shop around if you're not happy with your car insurance. Or your barber.
For award-winning customer satisfaction, make the change to Yui. You insured.
There's something in the air at Birdseye. Our lightest fish with 50% less oil is air-baked by us for the crispiest crumb. New air-baked fish. An eye for good. Birdseye.
Let's see if these weekend warriors know what they're doing. Okay, lift her up. Oh, Rob's got my shorts!
Mitsubishi's most capable ute ever. Nothing can frighten a trot.
Gone too far. Drop it down a bit.
Get fast, effective relief from cold and flu, aches and pains with Panadol Rapid 48s $9.99 at Chemist Warehouse. It provides pain relief 10 minutes faster than standard Panadol tablets, so you can focus on better things. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
This makes it simple to manage my super.
I wonder if getting a cheap flight could be that simple.
Rest. Super simple.
The Amart End of Financial Year sale is on now. Save 20 to 60% off all lounges, sofas and recliners, like the Remus electric recliner range. Save up to $2,000. Or the Sasha range, now up to $1,500 off. Hurry into Amart.
We all want financial security to be able to weather the uncertain times. Invest in La Trobe Financial's multi-award-winning 12-month term account with income paid monthly.
Tank World's up to 50% off end of financial year sale. Save up to 50% off our entire range of slimline tanks and Tank World pumps from 330 to 5,000 litres. Ends today. 100% Australian owned. 1-800 68 69 70.
Join the adventures of your favourite Disney stars from Frozen, Moana, The Little Mermaid, and for the first time, Encanto. Disney on Ice returns to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre from July 3rd. Book now at Ticketek.
Electrodry's new state-of-the-art rug cleaning facility utilises 4 machines to deep clean and bath your rug with tailored processes for delicate and natural fibres. You can pick up and drop off yourself or hand deliver. Make your rug feel like new.
Electrodry. At HV Aluminium, order a Fleximum patio cover screen enclosure or pool enclosure before the 23rd and pay no labour costs. Plus, there's no labour cost on the Paradise Room or the Eclipse opening roof, but only until the 23rd of this month at HV Aluminium.
It's the 40 Winks end of financial year sale. Snuggle up to big savings with up to 50% off mattresses and up to 30% off furniture. Shop online or head in-store today. Hurry, limited time only. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. 40 Winks. Serious about sleep.
This report brought to you by Cox Mowers. Cox, proudly engineered Aussie tough for over 70 years.
Oscar Piastri has increased his lead in the Formula One World Championship after his nearest rival, Lando Norris, crashed into the back of him at the Canadian Grand Prix. Piastri was able to carry on for a 4th place finish, while the incident ended his McLaren teammate's race.
No one to blame but myself, so I apologise to the whole team and to Oscar as well for attempting something probably a bit too silly.
I don't think there was any bad intentions involved. I think it was just unfortunate, really.
George Russell won the race ahead of Max Verstappen. Former Supercars champion Shane Van Gisbergen is again the toast of NASCAR after winning its first ever race in Mexico. It's the Kiwis' second victory in the category. The last was in 2023. Cameron Dunker's quest for a podium finish in the Australian Superbike Championship continues, but the Curry rider went close at the weekend. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, the Central Coast Carter Thompson took the checkered flag. Carter Thompson's breakout year continues.
Across the lane, and as Carter Thompson for his first victory in World Supersport 300.
Starting 10th and sitting 7th on the final lap at Misano, the teenage prodigy timed his run, becoming the first Australian to taste success in the World Supersport 300 Championship.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Definitely the team have put a lot of effort in this season to help us get to this point.
At the 4th round of the Australian Superbike Series, Cameron Dunker found himself in a 3-way battle for 2nd place, but lost out to more experienced rivals on the final lap in race 1. He would start race 2 in 8th.
Once again, we're paying for a poor qualifying, but yeah, it's happened now, and we had a good race 1, so we just try and build on that and yeah, see where we end up here.
Sixth in the opener, fellow Curry star Max Stouffer started ahead of Dunker in the final showdown and prayed for a quick getaway.
That's been the best part of my career so far, and at the moment it's the worst part. So need to work on that and then just jump in the pack and just hang on for dear life and fight at the end.
He found himself in survival mode, dealing with the mechanical issue, but salvaged some points with a 10th place finish. Dunker was 6th, and after starting the year on a superbike, Swansea's Tom Edwards switched back to the Supersport Series at Morgan Park, bagging a double podium finish in his return. It was a landmark weekend for our athletes and national teams. They claimed wins the world over. Alice Arnott's Hockeyroos climbing to 5th on the Pro League ladder after a late winner against India.
1-1 with 37 seconds left on the clock. The Hockeyroos launched a decisive attack.
It's not great, the injection. There's a deflection and they've scored!
Lexi Pickering sealing their second straight Pro League win over India. Grafton's Grace Young named Player of the Match.
We based our game around grit and playing to the very last minute, so I'm so proud of our group.
The win in London ensuring a night of celebration for Australia after the Kookaburras won as well. Newcastle's Kai Willett levelled the scores early.
Kai Willett and it's then in off Tim Brand. Willett with the initial shot. Tim Brand in close and came back. Christian Patak is berating himself.
The 3-2 victory moving the unbeaten men into the top 4. In Super Netball, Maitland's Hope White and the Giants produced an upset win over the Lightning.
You can't be just coming off a sideline on a box and just have a free player right in front of you. Smart work from the Giants, they're just ticking away.
GWS finishing on top 78-68 and bagging its first consecutive wins in 2 years.
I think we took so much belief after last week and we wanted to be a bit more consistent and really put our foot on the throat when we are in front.
And Hunter women dominated in NBL 1 East. Maitland scoring a 79-66 win over Sutherland, with Shakira Riley landing 7 3-pointers.
Banks it for the second time, one at each end.
While the Falcons knocked over the Centre of Excellence by 2, Meg Jefferson bagging 14.
Cut off by Jefferson.
Yeah, Newcastle reading that really well.
The men weren't so lucky. The Falcons fell by 6 to the COE and Maitland to the Sharks by 8. Gabriella Warner, NBN News.
And guys, that is our look at sport.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. Well, it was a freezing start for a number of locations in the valley this morning, but what an afternoon. What's headed our way next? You'll find out straight after the break.
Sunscreens that are full of so many chemicals, they cause cancer.
Wellness Queen Camilla dethroned.
This is a complete work of fiction.
A current affair next.
Day 359, run out of coffee beans. Better run to the shop. Wish me luck. That's what we got it good.
Kia, find me another route.
Please proceed.
Kia, movement that inspires.
At TAFE New South Wales, we believe everyone has a gift. Find yours in information technology, project management or cybersecurity and be part of our digital future. Enrol today for Semester 2, 2025. Search TAFE New South Wales.
You know what's better than a Big Four bank?
A bank that's bigger for me. Bigger for making my money work harder.
And helping my business make it.
Bigger for helping us to buy a home.
Bigger for the community I care about.
My bank is bigger for what matters most. As Australia's most trusted bank, 2.5 million Aussies know that Bendigo Bank is bigger for them. And we're bigger for you.
Bendigo Bank, the better big bank.
It's tax time at Officeworks, so claim everything you can. From stationery to tech and anything in between. Everything could be tax deductible. Shop before June 30.
With Light and Easy, you're cooking less, eating better and getting great results.
I have lost 102 kilos and I feel fantastic. I feel freer and fitter and just happier.
Live a healthier, better life with Light and Easy.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scully.
The rug in its current condition has a few stains on it. We have 3 kids and a dog, so you can imagine what's on it.
I didn't think it was too bad until I actually saw it rolled out.
Electrodry's new state-of-the-art rug cleaning facility can deep clean your rugs like never before.
First thing I noticed was how clean it was.
I think the results are amazing, much better than I thought they would be.
To refresh your rug like new.
Thank you so much, Electrodry, for making my rug look like brand new.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Amazing value. Mercury 3-seater plus 2-seater fabric lounge suite with powered recliners, just $1,994. Hot deal. Fraser 6-piece outdoor lounge and dining setting, only $2,397. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman now.
A help company would get people back on their feet, make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
Incredibly clear skies last night allowed temperatures to fall overnight, and we had a frosty beginning there throughout parts of the Hunter. We've got some high-level cloud that's going to move in. That's going to change the ball game around a little, but no rain expected from it for us. We do have a vigorous cold front again sliding its way across Bass Strait throughout tonight. That is clipping Victoria and mostly Tasmania. This is an unseasonal weather event for the northern tropical areas of Queensland. You wouldn't be too happy if you've booked a sunny holiday to Cairns here over the next couple of days, because it's going to be very overcast, it's going to be really quite wet, and high-level cloud is making its way right across eastern Australia and clipping northeastern New South Wales, and we are right on the southern border tip of it. In fact, this little front, that passing system to the south, is actually going to help us out a bit, because it's actually going to push that high-level cloud back towards the north. So it looks like the Central Coast, you'll have mostly clear skies throughout tomorrow. So it looks like that border is going to be pretty much right over our heads, but it is going to be very unseasonal here. This is typically the dry season, not supposed to occur. You've got another wet system there on the way for the southwest as well. So Brisbane, a little bit milder with that high-level cloud moving in. Sydney temperatures will drop right across the Sydney Basin with the clear skies yet again, and that frontal activity moving in, clipping Adelaide, Melbourne, Hobart, and Perth's got showers on the way, wet for Cairns, but fine right throughout the tip of the territory. Today we warmed to 19 degrees. We had 20 at Lake Macquarie, 2 degrees there this morning, freezing at Cessnock and throughout Scone, Merriwa. It was very, very chilly, but what a lovely afternoon. So a little bit of a thaw out. Some of that high-level cloud should help the situation a little bit, making for milder nighttime temperatures. And then, as I said, we've got a real mixture. So let's take a look at the actual forecast. There's the cloud line. You can see quite defined, moving to the south. Then that front pushes through and then moves it back to the north. So, as I said, it looks like the Central Coast should be predominantly fine, mostly sunny. So another chance to warm to about 18, 19 degrees, and some of that high-level cloud here in the forecast. Been very, very wet. It was very wet off that system there last week for Nelson Bay, but remaining dry. So that high-level cloud over the mountains in the northern parts of the valley, we should be able to warm into generally the high teens for most. Not much swell, quiet times at the moment, clean with the westerly winds. Sun to rise 6:53, down at 4:54. It's an early low tide, 6:45, so we'll be hitting the high just before 1 o'clock throughout tomorrow afternoon. The high-level cloud clears, and then it's a great run for the rest of the week. Across the weekend, warming up nicely, in fact. Temperatures on the climb. Some very cold nights on the way, though, for the valley over the next couple. Central Coast has got a fabulous run as well. Well, beautiful across our beaches. The water is clean and green at the moment, crystal as it can do this time of the year with numerous days of westerly winds. Out on the longboards, the fat boards, or maybe the foil boards if you can afford one. So very small swell is on the way throughout tomorrow, and a little mixture tomorrow, a bit of sun and a bit of cloud.
Okay, thanks, Gav. That's the news. Good night.
Good night.
Hello, I'm Ali Langdon. Welcome to A Current Affair. She's a so-called leading wellness coach, celebrated on TV and online. But Camilla Thompson has made some potentially dangerous claims, saying chemicals in sunscreens cause cancer. And in her new book, she encourages her followers to drink industrial dye and eat volcanic rock, all in the pursuit of living longer. But does the science stack up?
How are you?
Hi! She's lovely. Yeah, she's really charming.
Hello, guys. I'm Camilla. Lovely to meet you.
She's really engaging.
Look, I've had quite a few experiences that have kind of got me on this path.
It's just a pity that everything that she says is wrong.
Sunscreens that are full of so many chemicals, and they cause cancer.
This can potentially be quite dangerous.
I'm not trying to harm anybody. I'm not.
Yeah, it's a major problem.
And I'm going to call the police.
What qualifications do you have, Camilla? Camilla, what qualifications do you have to promote this?
Hi, I'm Camilla, founder of Biohack Me.
Camilla Thompson, wellness coach, influencer and queen of self-promotion.
Have I finally lost the plot?
Ruling over a booming health sector.
Biohacking with Camilla.
Evidence-based hacks that we can integrate into our lives to help us live well longer.
And earning a coveted title.
And Australia's leading biohacker, Camilla Thompson, joins us live.
Spruiking random supplements and wacky devices to the nation might appear harmless.
You're going to tap my brain? I am.
But not to the medical fraternity.
If you're speaking in fairy tales and having no medical backing behind what you're saying, then it can be very misleading for the Australian audience.
Because all this feeds into the publicity machine behind Camilla's new venture.
God, it looks amazing.
New book we've got here looks great. Biohack Me.
It is infuriating as a doctor when you see people just providing education for the public, sounding very confident, but just giving very inaccurate advice.
Camilla cobbles together some age-old health tips and unproven so-called biohacks in a new book.
And this is what we find with biohacking and other sort of pseudoscience, is that it mixes in lots of good stuff with lots of weird stuff. And it's very often very difficult to pick apart what's actually truth and what's false, because it's all jumbled together.
Like spraying colloidal silver into our throats.
Amazing, because it really helps with all the antibacterial stuff that goes on in our throats.
Eating zeolites or volcanic rock, and drinking methylene blue, an industrial dye.
I had blue gums and a blue tongue for 3 days, and I was weeing blue.
None of them backed by the regulator for over-the-counter therapeutic consumption. Lucky for us, her book includes a strategically placed disclaimer. Camilla says she's penned her personal experience and she's not offering medical advice. She admits supplements mentioned might not be approved by the Therapeutic Goods Association and encourages readers to consult a healthcare practitioner. So we did just that.
I'm Dr. Brad Mackay. I'm a GP based in Sydney. I'm also the author of a book called Fake Medicine.
Dr. Brad Mackay was a qualified doctor before his 21st birthday.
She's offering this advice to many people and offering all sorts of different solutions to help out with their problems, even though she's not medically trained.
The doc's particularly worried about Camilla encouraging us to consume methylene blue. This industrial dye is used to stain anatomical tissue and treat people overdosing on nitrous oxide or NANGs. Methylene blue is under the TGA's poisons schedule and is prescription only.
If you are using it for a long period, then it can sort of cause other effects. For example, some people who are on antidepressants, it can also cause an interaction and can cause what's called a serotonergic reaction, where you have a high blood pressure and a racing heartbeat.
How are you?
Hello, fantastic.
How are you doing? All right?
Coming.
We presented Dr. Mackay's concerns to Camilla Thompson at her much-hyped book launch overlooking Sydney's Fitness HQ, Bondi Beach.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you so much.
Look, I must ask you, what do you say to those people who think this is a complete work of fiction?
Well, it's not a work of fiction because there's my story obviously behind it. Yeah. But actually, a lot of it is backed by science. It's a lot of evidence-based work that we're doing in the biohacking space. So.
If you're looking at it from a scientific perspective, it's very, very shoddy. But if you're not used to reading studies and really critiquing different research that's out there, you may be convinced this is really helpful when in the bigger picture it's not.
The things that you promoted here, methylene blue, volcanic rock, what do you have evidence to back that up?
There's lots of research behind it. So yeah, you can go and speak to some of the people here as well.
Those people were drinking the biohacking Kool-Aid. And we had more questions for Camilla about startling comments made before her book, which she now claims were taken out of context.
I mean, it does upset me, and this is controversial, but people like the Cancer Council providing sunscreens that are full of so many chemicals, and they cause cancer, and so it's completely and utterly counterproductive. So I think, you know, just using natural sunscreen is a really good option.
Can sun cream really give you cancer?
I haven't said that sun cream can give you cancer, but there are certain chemicals that can hurt people, absolutely. But I'm not saying sunscreen can give you cancer. So, were you guys invited here?
Be a role model rather than, you know, come out and say outlandish comments like that.
Camilla's statement rubbed skin cancer survivor turned warrior Jay Allen up the wrong way.
I'm happy to have a coffee with you one day at a cafe and talk it over with you and just share some of the 80 friends I've lost to melanoma and their battles.
There's no proven evidence to show that using sunscreen can actually introduce cancer or cause cancers for people using it.
Then there's the book launch goodie bags. Camilla teased them online. Supplements like this mushroom powder. Ingredients include lion's mane, not approved by the TGA.
Do you have any non-approved TGA supplements in these goodie bags here?
That's not your business. So my clients are in here.
You may do.
No, I'm not saying that. It's not like I'm not. Look, I don't understand what's going on here.
Well, Camilla,
so these are things that people have got. So I don't know if they're approved by the TGA.
We don't know what the quality of those ingredients are. At best, it might be a placebo and not do anything. At worst, it could cause problems. It could cause liver inflammation or even cause death in some instances.
Someone with medical qualifications has said what you are doing is potentially harmful and dangerous.
I'm not trying to harm anybody. I'm not. Hey, darling, this isn't great. I don't know who's invited you here and told you here, but it's really inappropriate. This is my book launch. I've written this book as a guide to help people.
What's inappropriate, Camilla, is telling people that sun cream can give you cancer, Camilla.
Yeah, how you doing?
That's Camilla's husband.
Are you here to promote the book, or are you here to...
I'm here to ask questions on behalf of people who could be in danger by buying this book.
It's inappropriate, and I'm going to call the police.
What qualifications do you have, Camilla? Camilla, what qualifications do you have to promote this?
Camilla states she's an accredited coach. She's also a nutritionist, a qualification from a 12-month course.
So it's a book to help people. It's a guide. It's not a prescription on what to do. Thank you. I'm just trying to help people, but thank you very much.
Will you sign my book?
Sorry, guys, you have to leave. Thank you.
Sure.
And tomorrow night, the next chapter in the Camilla Thompson story, where her credentials as a nutritionist come under fire. Dominique du Toit is a two-time Olympian and NRLW player. She's proud to call Australia home. Her family fled Zimbabwe when she was 5 for a better future. Her granny Dawn has been with the family for 13 years, but illness means she might not be able to stay, and they desperately need help.
Please help. We've come here, we're not born in Australia. Australia has given us everything, every opportunity that we have received is because we live in this country. Zimbabwe, I'm very proud to be from there, but would never have been able to have the opportunities that I've had.
She has no one in this world except us here in Australia. It's okay. Mum had a tough life. She came out of an orphanage. And she's her kids a great upbringing and great opportunities and never asked us for anything. Oh yeah, this is our farm we were brought up on in
Do you remember this
Zimbabwe?
For Dawn, her daughter Christy and granddaughter Dominique, life in Zimbabwe wasn't easy.
The country collapsed, the banks closed, there was no foreign currency. We had to buy our foreign exchange on the black market to get out the country. We had to put in the lining of our suitcases and put into toothpaste holders because they were checking at the borders. We knew we had to go somewhere and make a future for our children and for us. Otherwise, we would be living on the streets.
So 23 years ago, Australia gave them a brighter future.
I look back at photos of Zimbabwe, but I don't really remember a lot of it. I moved here when I was 4 or 5 years old. So it's the only real home I've known.
We paid $50,000 and we got our family over here. It has been absolute godsend for us that this country took us in, and we will forever be appreciative for it, as will our children.
Do you remember me playing sport? Remember watching me?
Yes.
Dominique went on to represent Australia in rugby sevens.
What a wonderful solo effort from Dom DeToy.
And she's now an NRLW player with the Cronulla Sharks.
I'm so fortunate for my parents to have made the decision to move here to a country that is safe and full of opportunity, and we can realise our dreams.
When grandmother Dawn's husband passed away in Zimbabwe, she moved over too to be with her only family.
Granny, it's burning you. Just away.
Mum's been here 13 years. She's not going anywhere. She's got nowhere to go.
Recently, Dawn's been diagnosed with dementia.
You know I'm 86 then.
You are 85. You'll have to do the math.
It's the first time she's completely reliant on her family.
Which I think she probably does find quite hard. She's never been that person her whole life. She's always looked after herself.
Granny's dementia has deteriorated a fair bit. Ended up in hospital after having a fall, breaking her hip and both elbows, in hospital for quite a few months. And that was when they were like, she can't stay at home, she needs professional full-time care.
Christy thought she'd found Dawn an aged care home on the Sunshine Coast. She already moved in, and then this phone call changed everything.
The admin side phoned that do the billing and said, are you aware that it's $1,250 a day? And I went, oh, no. I said, I was told 78. And she said, no, that's somebody who has a Medicare card.
$1,250 a day. No one can afford that.
No, she cannot get a Medicare card without a permanent residency.
I need that.
Dawn came to Australia on a sponsored aged parent visa 13 years ago. That's when she applied for permanent residency and was told then approval could take 10 years, but she's still waiting.
I've contacted Aged Care Australia, I've contacted the government, I've contacted Medicare. No one has been able to help us.
And they haven't been able to find anywhere else willing to take Dawn.
This is my last option. I have no other road. So at this stage, we have not paid the bill, but the bill is mounting up, and I'm not sure where that money is going to be found to pay that bill.
All we need is a home that she can get the care that she needs without a Medicare card until that permanent residency hopefully does come through.
So we were up at night worrying about where we're going to put her.
I really need that card.
Hard to watch, isn't it? Because 13 years she's been waiting. Home Affairs says they get many similar cases and they only have a certain number of allocations. But surely there is something the minister can do. It feels so cruel. Well, you wouldn't treat your own animal the way they've treated us. It's how Carl feels as he battles to get his home fixed. Every time he turns on the tap, waste comes up the drain. He hasn't been able to shower in months, and the worst of it, he's been told to live with it.
It's pretty difficult. I've just trying to get a clean and decent place to live in for the last of my years.
Carl Perez says Housing New South Wales has taken away his dignity.
How do you shower?
We've been sponge washing or using wipes.
There's more dust than mould in the bathroom of Carl's home. The drains are sealed to block the smell, and he hasn't dared turn the shower tap for months.
What would happen if I went and switched your shower on now?
It might run for a few minutes, but if it was delivered on for more than a half an hour, there would be sewage start flooding up out of the drains. If you flush the toilet, it'll fill up and just keep continuing until it starts flooding out with sewage, and it floods through the whole hallway, through the front of the house, into the front bedroom.
The house in Sydney's Greystanes has flooded 3 times this year. We won't show you how bad it gets, but Housing New South Wales, who placed Carl here, has seen pictures which would make you sick. Carl says a cleaner wasn't even called.
You wouldn't even treat your own animal the way that they've treated us. Some of the appalling things that they've said and suggested to us.
Carl has terminal lung disease. He lives with Monica, his partner and carer, and a support dog. Both say they're thankful to have a roof over their head, but the past few years has been rough.
I've been moved and displaced through our housing situation multiple times. Been living out of bags and boxes now since July 2013.
They had to leave their last home.
They ended up getting an occupational therapist. So essentially she condemned the property and said it's not safe. He's already fallen multiple times. For me to continue staying there would be very high risk.
This place was meant to be the solution. Carl says the exterior of the housing complex is one of the best, but it's what's happening inside his place and others which has seen him not even unpack.
Is this home sweet home?
Far from it. Far from it. Look, they said that they spent in excess of $130,000 modifying the property. There's been plumbing issues for multiple years, at least more than 2 years. The previous tenants had to leave because of it.
Plumbers have so far been unable to fix the problem permanently, with flooding now affecting the common area. It just happens to be right next to Carl and Monica's place, so they can't even open the kitchen window. They also leave the back door shut to keep the smell out.
Not only is it disgusting, it's unacceptable, really.
Well, you try telling housing that. They don't listen to us. They don't even pretend to care, honestly.
Carl claims the last investigation into the problem found a blockage caused by tree roots.
They just don't want to spend the money to fix it. They'd rather put band-aid measures and when it does flood, just come and clear it. But the problem is we've had 2 floodings on one day, so the plumbers will come and clear it in the morning and say it's right. 12 hours later, it floods again.
The last thing Carl needs is another fight. But the 48-year-old's taking housing to the People's Court, NCAT, to demand a permanent fix and what he says are his basic rights.
I can't go out and work like I used to. I'm at their mercy. Wherever they tell me to live, I have to live. So I'm stuck here until they decide to either fix it or find us somewhere that's appropriate, somewhere that we can shower, somewhere that's clean and that we can shower. We're not asking for a mansion with a huge backyard and a swimming pool. Would you be satisfied if your family was treated like this? If it was your mother or your father that was being treated and being forced to live in these conditions, would you sit by and do nothing?
Well, we went to the Minister's office with this last week. Rose Jackson told us today it was completely unacceptable and so far from the standard she sets. Work is now underway to fix it permanently, she says. Let's hope so, because no one should live like that. Up next, Shaylin thought she did everything right, but council says no. She could be out of pocket and out of a business.
My partner and I have considered putting our house up for sale, selling my car, anything.
I'd like you to meet a whole new universe of food superheroes.
Lego Masters assemble.
Your challenge is to create their world.
Goodies
Watermelon woman.
versus baddies.
That's a bad apple.
In the ultimate superhero showdown.
I'm feeling pencilly now.
Who can take the heat?
Do you want a chili? All right, let's fire up.
Okay.
Next on 9. Then Sunday.
We're in the incredible world of Harry Potter.
A magical grand finale week.
When you unwrap an Uncle Toby's muesli bar, you're unwrapping a slice of pure... with its explosion of Aussie oats and delicious choc chips. Unwrap the yeah.
The Amart End of Financial Year sale is on now. Save 20 to 60% off all lounges, sofas and recliners, like the Remus electric recliner range. Save up to $2,000. Or the Sasha range, now up to $1,500 off. Hurry into Amart.
Don't miss the Mitsubishi End of Financial Year sale. Receive up to a $3,000 cash card on select models.
Oh, get out. You just told me to get in.
So get in today and get out on your next adventure.
With Light and Easy, you're cooking less, eating better and getting great results.
You don't have to worry about calorie counting or weighing your food. Everything's there. Light and Easy makes you feel amazing.
Enjoy a healthier, better life with Light and Easy.
Blunston's been building hard-working boots for over 150 years. The tougher you need them, the tougher we build them. Blunston, building the future.
At Terry White Chemmart, we're making it easier for you to look after your health. Download our MyTWC app to order scripts, get reminders and earn rewards for you and your family. Terry White Chemmart, dedicated to care.
Rip into winter with unbeatable Stihl chainsaw value, like easy-to-use homeowner favourites from only $349. Big job-ready farm and land favourites, save up to $150. And our legendary fuel-injected MS500i, a massive $450 saving. Winter's best chainsaw value from Stihl, the #1 rated brand. Only from Stihl dealers and Stihl shop online today.
This is more than an off-road truck. It's a truckload of fun. Show your more adventurous side. My Plates, more than a plate.
There's a lot of potential in 10 weeks, especially when it's 10 weeks free from NIB. Just join any combined NIB hospital and extras cover online by June 30th. NIB, potentially amazing.
Get 10% off your new home with Domain Homes. Enjoy modern...
Join the adventures of your favourite Disney stars from Frozen, Moana, The Little Mermaid, and for the first time, Encanto. Disney on Ice returns to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre from July 3rd. Ticketek.
Ritchie Brothers is back, live and unreserved. We're celebrating 30 years with our biggest ever unreserved offer. 3,300 lots of heavy equipment and machinery. Everything sells this end of financial year. Be there when history goes under the hammer.
For over 25 years, Fluid Plumbing has been a trusted part of the Newcastle and Central Coast communities. With our commitment to customer satisfaction and same-day service guarantee, we're always here when you need us most. Give us a call today.
Shaylin thought she'd found the perfect spot for her new hairdressing salon, an empty shop in a new building, and soon business was booming. Then council showed up and told her to get out. When she asked why, they blamed the landlord, who blamed the council. Now she's about to lose everything.
It's a nightmare. My mental health has really not been good.
You gave her the wrong advice.
I disagree with that.
When it comes to Shaylin's tenancy agreement, things aren't cut and dry.
I leased this shop last July and spent 3 months renovating. I spent approximately $150K. Everything was going great, business was flourishing, and then the council showed up at the door and let me know that my zoning was incorrect and that I needed to vacate pretty much straight away.
It turns out her salon in Melbourne's eastern suburbs is only zoned for a hospitality business, something she says she was never made aware of.
I think that I shouldn't have been even considered as an applicant from the beginning. I'm already in severe debt. My partner and I have considered putting our house up for sale, selling my car, anything to just keep going.
The salon is in one of 3 commercial spaces in a newly built apartment block.
Empty shop after empty shop. I think they'd be happy to have some tenants.
Shaylin's been in talks with the council and the landlord to be reimbursed, but negotiations have failed.
It was a little bit back and forth to the council putting it on the owner and then the owner putting it on the council.
The Frankston Council insists it's up to landowners and tenants to check whether a new business is compliant with the planning scheme. A Current Affair paid the property developer, Ocean Ray, a visit.
Is she going to get 150 grand back? Is it your fault that she's been leased there inappropriately, or is it the council's fault?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that without legal representation.
Wouldn't you just pay her back that money? Isn't that the right thing to do? Bit of compassion?
You're putting me on the spot here.
Yes.
I believe we've acted fairly and in accordance with the appropriate agreements.
You would think that logically it's a tap, tap, tap on the computer. Oh yes, you can open a hairdressing salon in that area.
Or computer says no.
Or computer says no.
Property lawyer Justin Lawrence says Shaylin has a strong case.
There's a principle of law that says if you make me a promise and I rely on it, to my financial detriment, I can hold you responsible for that financial detriment.
And apparently rezoning isn't an option either.
You got a coffee machine. What's stopping you being zoned as a cafe?
Well, we tried that, but apparently 5 years and then maybe
5 years it'll take to rezone.
5 years.
And you're the only business in this building?
The only one here.
You would think council would be saying, you beauty, we've actually got an occupied shop. Let's do whatever we can to facilitate that. And if it means the stroke of a legislative pen to rezone even that individual shop, you'd think that they'd be cracking on and doing that for sure.
Shaylin's in the process of setting up a new business, which means spending more money.
So is it just too bad, too sad for Shaylin then? She's lost all that money?
I mean, I can't answer that. I believe that we've done what we could. And we did not get the outcome that we wanted, unfortunately.
There's right and there's wrong, and I think they're wrong. And I think that they should rectify that wrong and help me.
What an expensive stuff up, and Shaylin isn't ruling out taking legal action. Well, coming up, he's the cosmic con pocketing thousands. So when Rowena spotted him on the TV, alarm bells started ringing.
Oh my God, this is the guy who was about to scam me.
Australia's best sport. Stream it free on 9 Now.
The Good Guys has epic deals on now. Get $1,000 off this Samsung QLED TV, this TCL top mount fridge $595, this Roborock robotic vacuum $697, $300 off this Acer laptop, plus more epic deals only at The Good Guys.
Can Finish handle the need for speed and clean all this before the whole team arrives? Easy. Effective.
The change to Yui. You insured.
Panadol Rapid gets working 10 minutes faster on pain than regular Panadol tablets. Fast relief trusted by millions of Aussies.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scali range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
Better's huge end of financial year sale is on now. Save big with up to 30% off selected TVs, up to 50% off selected audio, plus up to 30% off selected laundry appliances. More deals in store and online. Go local, that's better.
Ritchie Brothers is back, live and unreserved. We're celebrating 30 years with our biggest ever unreserved auction. Over 3,300 lots of heavy equipment and machinery. Everything sells this end of financial year. Be there when history goes under the hammer.
G'day, good to see you. Oh, that looks great. Oh, it's fantastic.
Find yourself at home.
Join the adventures of your favourite Disney stars from Frozen, Moana, The Little Mermaid, and for the first time, Encanto. Disney on Ice returns to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre from July 3rd. Book now at Ticketek.
Well, girls and boys, it's been another very exciting day for our friend Big Dog. But now it's time for Big Dog to say goodnight. Good night, Big Dog. Good night, girls and boys. Sweet dreams.
Tomorrow night, a red flag.
I just had a sickening feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Govindu, the man who reckons he can solve all your problems but empties your wallet instead.
Govindu can see into the future.
The blockage is very dangerous.
But he didn't see this coming.
He's doing evil.
We'll have that tomorrow. And just before I go, I'd love to give a shout out to the whole ACCA team nominated for Best Current Affairs Program, and to Richard Scollier and his family. Our story with him is up for Best Public Affairs Report. So great work, team. And as always, we're thinking of you, Richard. I'm Ali Langdon. Thanks for your company. Have a great night.